Come on, open your ears. You're only listening with half an ear again. I witnessed this little exchange between a teacher and his student. You can immediately guess what had happened. Once again, there was a lack of full attention, and one could easily predict that if the young man did not listen properly, his school performance would suffer as well. While he deliberately refused to listen in the right way, the person in today's impulse was in a completely different situation. He would have loved to hear, but he simply could not because he was deaf. Then he encountered Jesus, and Mark reports in his gospel, Jesus said to the deaf man, Ephphatha, that means be opened, and immediately his ears were opened. The bond of his tongue was released, and he spoke plainly. What a tremendous difference. One person could hear but did not want to. The other wanted to hear but could not. And exactly at this point, this story becomes a question for us as well. Because we human beings often have healthy ears and yet are still deaf, not physically but inwardly. We do not hear the worries of our fellow human beings. We do not hear the need of a person standing right beside us. We do not listen to good advice that could protect us from taking the wrong path. And sometimes we no longer hear God's voice because the noise of our own lives has become far too loud. Perhaps that is why we all need to hear these words of Jesus again and again. Ephphatha, be opened. Open your ears, open your heart, open your eyes to the person beside you and to what God wants to say to you. For true faith does not begin only when we speak. Very often it begins when we are willing to listen. And perhaps this is one of the greatest miracles that Jesus can still work in us today, that a person learns to hear again, not only with their ears, but with their whole heart.